Okay, so today we are going to talk about what I feel is the most important skill to have if you're going to be in a sales role, a service role, a leadership role, if you're an executive with a company, if you're a company owner, anyone that wants to be effective at their job, this skill you have to master. And what I'm talking about is discovery. So uncovering information, bringing information to light that wasn't evident prior to you asking questions. So the late Stephen Covey said, seek first to understand, then to be understood. In essence, what he was saying, if you're in a sales role, is don't sell prior to a discovery meeting. You have to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you're basically throwing something against the wall to see what sticks. And take that a step further, it is not beneficial for the end user, your customer. And if you've heard me say this once, I'm going to say it 1,000 times. What I am trying to communicate to you, these skills are portable. You can use them in your personal life, you can use them in your professional life. If you are going on a date and you're having a first conversation with someone, you want to conduct effective discovery. You want to know about the person that you're going to be spending time with over the next hour or so. So it's really important that we conduct meaningful, effective discovery. Meaningful, effective discovery. So where does it start? The first thing that we should always do, by the way, is this. You should always, 100% of the time, ask permission to ask questions. Why? Because you are the expert in your field. Whatever profession you're in, you are the expert. I know we are in the age of technology. People can go online, they can Google things, they can conduct a lot of research. But even with all that time and research, they are not going to know a fraction of what you know about your profession, doing your role day in and day out. So because of that, it's critically important that you take a leadership role in every conversation that you're going to have. One of the best ways to do that is to simply ask permission to ask questions. When someone responds in the affirmative, in essence, what they're saying is, take me, I'm yours. You can lead me wherever you want to lead me. So with that said, the first question outside of that closed-ended question has to be an open-ended question, an open-ended question. This allows someone to respond in a narrative format. You're not going to get a 1 or 2 word response if it's an open-ended question. The other things that happens when you do that is you're going to identify that person's personality type more likely than not, whether they're task or relational. And also, the person you're communicating with feels like they have been heard. They're expressing something. They're giving you information in a narrative format, basically for their benefit. So the very next question that you should be asking is a clarifying question. A clarifying question. You want to literally make that fuzzy picture clear. You want to make that fuzzy picture clear. Those of us that are a little bit older, we had these things, the cameras. We had these things called cameras, and they had a lens on there that did not autofocus. You literally had to turn the dial to focus the picture. So you're doing the same thing. Whatever information is being communicated to you, you want to prevent yourself from assuming, and rather just go back in and ask some clarifying questions about what was just communicated. Why? The other reason why you want to do that is simple. The person that has responded in a narrative format, they're going to feel that what they communicated to you was so important that you found it necessary to ask a clarifying question about something they said. Now, this is critically important because there is a difference between hearing and listening. So hearing, you can hear noises from the room, you can hear voices, but active listening means you're leaning in, and whatever that person is communicating is important to you. So ask clarifying questions. as a second question to an open-ended question. The other type of questions that are critically important are what we call gap questions, GAP, get at the problem questions. These questions are designed to take someone from where they are to where they should be without you telling them that they should be there. In other words, they're designed for self-discovery. Let me give you an example. There's a husband and wife. The husband is 65. The wife is 40. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona. Probably sounds familiar. They're sitting in the office of a financial planner. The husband is 100% in charge. He's flexing his chest. And he says, the only thing I care about is lifetime income. That's all I care about. I don't want to live so long that I outlive my money. Now, because he started later in life, he's got a 40-year-old wife and he's got 2 kids in middle school. So what he should be thinking about is legacy, what's going to be left behind for his family when he is gone to address financial obligations. So you could tell this person that they should be focusing on that, or you can ask a gap question. No problem, I can take care of your lifetime income concern. By the way, what plans do you have in place to address your financial obligations after you're gone? That is a gap question. That is a self-discovery type of a question. The other question is a checking question. So a checking question is you are periodically filtering in checking questions all along the way during your conversation. A checking question could be something as simple as, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Why? There is a tendency when you are in your field that you are going to use verbiage or acronyms that many people may not be familiar with outside of your company. So think about having a 30-minute conversation with somebody, a 30-minute conversation, and you don't ask one checking question until 29 minutes and 45 seconds. But at the 5-minute mark, you used an acronym. It could be anything, FHA, CD, anything. And if that person is not familiar with the acronym, by the time you get to the 29-minute, 45-second mark and you say, does that make sense? They're going to say, what is FHA? And so for the last 24 minutes and 45 seconds, they haven't heard a single word of what you communicated. So once again, open-ended question, clarifying question, gap question, checking question. There has to be some structure to it. And by the way, this is so important for identifying the needs of the person you're communicating with. So when it is time to present your solutions, you can do it in the very best light. Take care.